Welcome back to my channel. I am Elise, founder of Letters for Life, and today we're talking about how to get your master's degree for free. I'm talking about a whole degree. I ain't talking about no half degree. I ain't talking about no GRE. I ain't talking about no SAT. I'm talking about a whole degree for free. Listen, if you're in the military, there's some stuff that you need to know. There's some things that you need to put in place if you are not trying to pay out of pocket. I really and truly don't feel like you should be able to pay for education and come out of pocket when you're in the military. It's just about kind of how you not really work the system, but it's just about your knowledge. If you expand your knowledge, you can literally do anything that you want to do, that you set your mind to. And for me, when I came in, I looked at my debt that I had from previous college, from graduating from my university before I came in. I looked at that debt and I looked at how much it was going to cost for my my graduate degree. I said, oh, I'm not trying to pay nothing out of pocket because I came in with so much debt already. I said, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and play the system. But at the same time, I'm going to look for different ways that I can save. And so I was able to get my master's degree, no cost, nothing out of pocket. And I'm here to put y'all on a game. I'm here to let you know about how you can do the same thing. Now, if you're looking to get your undergraduate for free also, y'all have way more opportunities. Y'all literally, you should pay nothing out of pocket when it comes to your education. Now, this is the Air Force. Now, if you're in the Army, the National Guard, if you reservists, listen, y'all got your own. It's a whole bunch of other YouTubers for that. I'm not really sure how y'all do it. I know it's completely different, but for the Air Force, active duty, I know exactly how it works, and I'm here to put you on. So if you're interested in it and you want to learn how to, listen, I got you. Please stay tuned. Please like, share, and subscribe, and let's go ahead and hop into the video. The number one thing that you need to do first is you need to look at what schools will actually accept military TA. So certain schools do not accept the TA that we offer. So you first need to figure out, okay, what type of school am I going to? Am I going to go to a 4-year degree program? Am I going to do a 2-year degree program? Whatever program you do, you just need to make sure that you zone in on it. And once you zone in on the schools that you want, say you select 4 schools, okay, which one accepts TA? Now, every school, I don't know why they acting like they don't want our TA. I don't know why, but some schools are just like, nah, we good, y'all good, keep that money over there. So you need to figure out what schools accept military TA. That's the number one criteria. Make sure that you narrow down your search. So number 2 is you need to look at if you want to do either online or if you want to do in person. Now, I did both. I was able to do both while I was in the military. So when I first started off my degree, I did in person. And in person was basically you go to school once a week. And luckily, thank goodness, my teachers let us out early. So it was usually from 5 o'clock to, it's supposed to be 5 to 10. But he let us out way earlier than that. And so I was so grateful for that. But just work with your supervisor if you want to do in school. There are some classes also that are available actually on base, but I actually went off base for my school. So you can either do in class. Now, if you do online, that's also an option. If you want to do online, it's a lot more easier. I personally feel like because you can just submit your assignments and you done. Like, I don't have to sit there and listen to everything. I don't have to sit there and waste time because I would have to leave work early and then I would have to go straight to school. And then like for that long day, I was so drained. Like I was so tired. It's kind of very time consuming if you do in person, but some people just learn better in person. So whatever works best for you, you just need to know if you're going to do online or if you're going to do in person. So the next thing you're going to do is first you narrow down, you know, if they accept military TA, then you figure out what type of school you want to go to. You need to be looking at your degree plan. So your degree plan is basically a breakdown of what you're trying to major in. Now, this is the thing that got me, y'all, because sometimes people don't look at the fine print, aka myself, and it will have you messed up. So with graduate degree program, there's a cap on how many classes you can take. So say for instance, your graduate degree program that you're trying to pursue, it literally has like 40 credits. That's a lot of credits, but it has 40 credits, right? TA has a cap on that credit. Then you just can't be out here just taking graduate school classes like, oh, okay, graduate, I'm about to ball out in graduate school. They're gonna hit you with that, oh, you thought you was gonna ball out, but baby, you got a cap on it. I didn't know I had a cap. And so with my degree program, I didn't look at the fine print. I was just clicking away, trying to get my TA in time, which I'm going to talk about later. but you need to be making sure that you have enough credits that the TA will cover it. You need to make sure, because what you don't want to do is pay out of pocket. Do not, like, if you can avoid it, try to find a degree program where you can literally pursue school and pursue it in, you know, the amount of credits that the TA will provide you. Now, the TA isn't going to give you like 10 credits. Like, they're reasonable. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't think they're just going to give you like 5 little credits. Hey, get your little bootleg degree. Like, they're going to give you a substantial amount of credits. Look at the degree program and make sure that it is within the regs of how many credits you're actually able to take. The next thing you need to research is the accreditation of the school. You do not want to go to no country bumpkin bootleg school to where the accreditation go up and it go down, and it go up and it go down. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody have time for that, because like, you want to make sure that your accreditation with the school is legit. You need to make sure that it's a legit school. You are not trying to go to no school to where it go up and down, and you don't, by the time you graduate, it would have lost its accreditation. And literally, like, you can still get the degree, but to not have an accreditation is just like, okay, you went to school, thank you. Like, they just gonna look at you like, where's the accreditation? Because accreditation is like, yo, like, this is a legit school, a school that is well known, and they also have a good reputation within the news. They ain't going through no scams. They ain't going through, you know, losing their money. And I heard a lot of different schools have been through that. So you don't want to go through any of that. Just make sure you do your research on your school of choice. This is the most important one. Like, literally, you have got to do this step. If you don't do this step, all of this doesn't even matter. You have got to price match. You know, you go to Walmart and you say, I don't even know if they still have that, but I can price match this because that ain't how it's supposed to be, and I find it cheaper here, so y'all need to lower y'all prices. You know how you can do it at Walmart? You need to be doing that with your TA. Now, what I did was, this is how it works. Let me break it on down for you. So, TA is basically tuition assistance, right? And the cap for graduate degree program for one class is $750, right? That's how much TA will give you. So what you could do is you could find a school that has the cap also, or you could find a school that has a little bit more than a cap, but you'll be paying out of pocket. So what I mean by that is you have to find a school with a military scholarship. You got to find a school with a military scholarship that will basically match your TA. What they call it is like they call it like a military scholarship. So the cost of the school will be all the way up here, right? But for military members, they will bump it down all the way down here, and they'll price match it to your TA, so you don't have to pay nothing out of pocket. Now, the school that I go to, that's what they do. They offer price match for graduate degree programs, for undergrad programs, and you know, I don't have to pay nothing out of pocket because they bring that price down. Now, they have to know that you're fully enrolled in the military. I think you have to be active duty. Like I said, I'm not sure how it works with the Army and the Navy or anything like that, but I know for active duty Air Force, they will price match it for you. They have online programs. They also have in-person programs. Like, absolutely love the school, but you need to find a school and you tell them, you need to talk to an advisor. Don't go over there emailing people. You need to listen here. Hello, Susie? Yes, ma'am. Do y'all price match with a military TA? Yeah. Do y'all offer a military scholarship for TA members in the active duty Air Force? You got to be real specific, because sometimes they be like, I don't know what you're talking about. So you got to make sure Susie know what you're talking about. Okay, Susie? Yeah. Okay. So do y'all do that? Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, that's what you have to do. That's exactly, you have to make sure that they will price match, because some schools, they'll say like, yeah, we'll do it. And then when a bill comes, don't nobody, who gonna pay for it? They don't know. You know what I'm saying? So you need to make sure you get the people on the phone and you say, are y'all gonna cover this class that I'm gonna take? And the classes that I plan on taking in the future, are y'all going to cover it through my TA, nothing out of pocket? That's going to include application fees. That's going to include late fees. That's going to also include registration fees. All that stuff, they need to cover it. If you're trying to get ahead, if you're not trying to have nothing out of pocket, like I'm telling y'all, do it this way and make sure the school know, hey, when this bill come, who paying for it? Don't look around. Y'all ain't looking at me, because I called Susie. Susie said y'all was gonna pay for this bill, and you need to make sure you let the person know, hey, this is my name, I'm about to submit my TA, and you need to make sure you have a lookout on my name when it comes. So don't act like you don't know who I am when the TA come through, because I'm telling y'all don't want to believe me, schools be acting up sometimes. The next thing is, this is kind of like a helpful tip also, but you can double dip. A lot of people do not know that. But if you double dip, for instance, so say like you're in the maintenance group, right? You're working for maintenance and your degree is also in maintenance. You can double dip for training that you have to complete, and it also could also apply for your program of choice when you're trying to go for your graduate level. So I heard a lot of people do that. You already have to do it for the military. Why not also use it for your schooling? Now, I know there's some thin line between what exactly you can double dip on, and how exactly it works. But I'm not really sure the exact details. Maybe you can go talk to the education center. But I've heard of so many people who also have the same degree in their choice in the Air Force as far as their job. So whenever they have some type of training, whenever they have something that they have to do on the job, all they do is they do it for the military, and then they also can apply that same credit for their graduate degree program. I don't know how it works. Like I said, I'm not really sure. You might have to go to the education center and talk to them about it, but it works. Like if it works for you and you were able to balance both, baby, listen, let it work for your good, okay? But for me, it didn't work because my major is in psychology and my job is vehicle maintenance. So it could not even nowhere near. I tried. I did try. They was like, ma'am, this credit does not transfer over. Where did you get this credit from? How did you think it was going to relate? And I was like, oh, I was just checking. I'm just making sure, you know what I'm saying? Especially for like those general ed classes. I'm just making sure, just making sure it can't go get it where you fit in. I'm just making sure you can apply it, ma'am. Listen, it don't hurt to try. It don't hurt to try. Another thing is, with the graduate degree program, you cannot apply for financial aid. You cannot apply for FAFSA. Trust and believe I tried. Yeah, I tried everything. You just never know. I'm just making sure I have exhausted all of my resources before I go to my last resort. So you can apply for anything. Now, there is so many different scholarships though. There is so many different scholarships that you can use to, for whatever reason, if you just need money just to pay for books, or if you actually run out of that TA cap, you can just go ahead and use scholarships. Now, scholarships depend on the type of school. I know my school, for instance, the scholarship can only come from that school. So basically, say for instance, I'm going to school, right? And I want money to pay for books. Now, my books aren't super expensive. I'm not going to go over that a little bit later. But say for instance, I just want a scholarship just to pay for books. What I could do is I'm already receiving my military scholarship, right? I can also apply for another scholarship, but it has to come through my same university. I can't like go to a separate university and apply for their scholarship. The university, the scholarship has to come from that same university as well. So just look into that. If you, for whatever reason, want more money and you want it to apply towards your school, like application fees can kind of add up. If you have to take a test to get into grad school, look into scholarships because there's so many out there. I'm telling y'all, look into it, do your research, and you never know. They have scholarships to where you don't even have to you don't have to do an essay. For me, I was like, I don't want to do no scholarship because I'm already doing enough writing in psychology. That's all we do is write. So I was like, I'm not trying to write. I just more essays for scholarships. So I was just like, you know what? I'm good. It's okay. I'm gonna pay for my little books. It's fine. It's cool. But if you really don't want to pay for nothing out of pocket, I'm telling you, make sure that you look into scholarships. So next is, make sure that you submit your TA in time. I cannot count the number of times, y'all, I have almost missed my TA deadline. For at least for my base, you have to have it in a week prior. I'm pretty sure that's for most bases, but you have to have a week prior. And I don't know what I do. I don't know how I get distracted. I don't know what, life just be happening sometimes. And I'll be like, I start class next week. Where is my TA at? I forgot to submit it. Y'all, do not be like me. It's never come to the point to where I didn't get into a class, because like I've always had I just feel like Jesus been over my life and he just been giving me favor, y'all. But it's like it's come so close. So make sure, don't be like me. Do not be like me. Submit your TA on time, because the process of TA, if you're not familiar with it, is it goes through you, then it has to be routed up through your supervisor. Your supervisor has to approve it, and then it goes at the education center, they approve it, and then it goes back to your school. So it's kind of a lengthy process depending on, first and foremost, who your supervisor is. If your supervisor is slack, if your supervisor doesn't care, if your supervisor is on leave, it's gonna hold up the process. So if you submit it early, you won't even have to worry about all of that. Like, it'll make the process so much easier. And then the education center may be closed if you need it done that exact day. It's just so many different factors. So just make sure that you submit your TA on time. Do not wait till the last moment. Do not try to rush your supervisor to hurry up and sign it, hurry up and sign it, hurry up and sign it. Like, you should have already prepared. Do not do that. Just go ahead and submit it. As soon as you finish with one class, you need to be already submitting your TA for the next class. So you can just, out of sight, out of mind, and just go ahead and have it done and over with. So the last aspect that I'm going to be talking about is books. So a lot of people have questions about, like, does TA cover books, or how does that work? So TA does not cover books. It's only covering the class, especially if you're getting that military scholarship for your graduate degree program. But what you could do is, so you get the syllabus, right? And the teacher will list all these books that you need, especially if you're in a graduate degree program, you have a lot more books that you need. I would highly recommend that you actually start the class first before you go off buying books. I cannot count the number of classes that the teacher said, you need this book, or you need this book. You are not going to be able to pass this class without this book. You need this book right now. This book is essential to your health. You going to die if you don't buy this book. They'll swear on needing the book. And when you go through the assignments, you don't need the book. There is no book requirement. I can literally do this off the top of my head because it's common sense stuff. There's nothing that requires a book. Please, please, please do not just buy a book because the teacher recommends it. I personally, I give myself leadway. I'll be in a class for maybe 2 weeks and I'll see, like, okay, do I need a book? Do I not? As I had a teacher sign 4 books, and we actually needed all 4 books. Like, I can tell, like, he was real serious about these books. So I had to go through and, come through and, buy the books or whatever. You can kind of tell which teachers are, like, being extra, and some teachers are actually serious. Like, yo, you really need to buy the book. Now, if you do buy the book, you like, hey, how can I get some money back from buying the book? You can always claim it on your taxes. And you can get some money back from that. But as far as, like, you actually getting a paycheck to actually just buy books, that's not going to happen unless you apply for a scholarship or something like that. But usually books aren't too expensive. You can always rent books. You can do check. I know a lot of people do that. For me, I personally just do e-textbooks. So e-textbooks are basically a textbook that you can just have online, and it's automatic. I don't have to wait for the book to come here, then worry about shipping it back off, and then shipping and mailing and all that stuff. I ain't got time. So I just do the e-textbooks. You just download it automatically. I read the book right there, and it's a lot more cheaper than the actual book, and I don't have to pay for shipping, and it's just so convenient, especially when you're doing online classes. I just find it convenient because usually for me, if I'm buying a book, I've been in the class for 2 weeks, and I know, like, now, like, I see the teacher, I see the assignment, like, I need this book now. So that's why I just go ahead and do ebook, because it's automatic. I don't have to wait for the book to come here, and it just works out. It's just easier, I feel like, personally. So whichever way you do, just know that you can claim it on your taxes. You can get money back from it, and it's just a win-win for both people. Like, but more importantly, make sure that you need the book. Do not just go out here spending your coins on these expensive books, and the teacher never opens it up. Never. That's why I like to gauge it for myself and to see, do I need the book or not? So hopefully this video helped you. If you need encouragement, somebody else that may need encouragement, please write into my foundation, www.letitlife.net. As always, I love you, and most importantly, God loves you. Dream about it, I go get it, that's how I do it. Not in the stars, I'm not lucky, I just